everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So today we're going to be filming the August prediction video. What does August have in store for you? So you can choose your group in three ways. You can choose your group according to the picture or the symbol in the thumbnail. You can choose your group based upon the deck that you're most drawn to. So for pile 1 we have the Fairy Tarot deck. For pile 2 we have the Pastel Journey. And for pile 3, I'm very excited. We have the new Sailor Moon deck that I got from Etsy. It says Fight Evil, Win Love on the back. Okay, and then you can also choose your group according to the crystal that you're most drawn to. So for pile 1, we have this amethyst. For pile 2, we have these two rose quartz stones. And then we have this very pretty stone for pile 3. So you can choose either way. Just pause the video if you want to choose your deck, before I've added on the crystals, or if you would rather choose your pile according to the crystal, you can now obviously pause the video and make your selection. The timestamps are listed below in the description box. I'll fix this because it's gonna drive me nuts. And yeah, I'll see you guys in your reading. I'm very excited, and yeah, I hope that we have very positive readings, but we'll see how it goes. Hey pile 1, so if you chose the Fairy Tarot deck or the Amethyst crystal, you are in the right place. So let's get into it. What can you expect during the month of August, pile 1? And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. But what can you expect for the month of August, pile 1? So we're going to be shuffling your tarot on camera, and then we'll be using pre-pulled oracle cards. Pile 1, what can you expect for the month of August? What do we need to know? So we have the King of Cups to start us off. We have, the Nine of Pentacles. Pile 1, what can you expect from the month of August? We have the Priest card coming out here, and we'll get 2 more cards for pile 1 here. What can you expect for the month of August? We have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Hermit card here. It really feels like pile 1 for you in the month of August. There is a big focus on your internal growth and how that is relating to your external abundance. So how are these things that you've been working on internally manifesting in your external environment? It feels like you're getting your just desserts, like you are getting the reward for the work that you've been doing, pile 1. So I think, again, a lot of this is inner work. You've been following your intuition more, you've been engaging in self-reflection, you've been looking at yourself and finding out where you want to go, and you've been making real world steps towards achieving that sort of grander vision, larger dream for your future. So I think that there's been a real break for you in terms of listening to your own inner voice and following your own heart's desires, rather than doing what you think you should be doing, the expectations of your family, the dominant culture, whatever external pressures you were feeling before. It could even be coming from, a romantic partner, or even your friends, your social circle, or even your own limiting beliefs about what you can achieve. It feels like a real break from that, and you're starting to get more comfortable with your own feelings. You're starting to understand the purpose in your feelings and how your feelings are meant to guide you. You're not seeing them as a hindrance anymore. And so there's a real balance there between intuition and logic and feeling and thought, and you're integrating all of that. And by integrating that, by making decisions that feel good to you, that sit well with you and your intuition and your gut and your heart, your mind and your spirit and your soul, you are getting that Nine of Pentacles, okay? You are coming into a peaceful state of abundance where you can sit back, look around, and be happy with the direction that your life is headed in. Be happy with where you're at. Now, I'm not saying in the month of August, all your most incredible dreams are coming true, but it does feel like, okay, now I can see finally I'm on the right path. And with this Two of Pentacles here, there could be an important decision that you have to make in the month of August as well. That may not apply for all of you, but for some of you, if you don't feel like you're on the right path yet, there will be a crossroads that is presented to you in the month of August, an important decision that will have to be made. But I think for the majority of you, you are already on the right path, and you can sleep a lot easier at night knowing that you are on that right path. You know, things just feel like, you know, they're coming together. It feels like if it's been a struggle for a while, things are finally coming together. It feels very positive, pile one, very positive. All right, let's see the two major themes now for your month of August. We have dream sweet, sleep deep, sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. I just said that, you're sleeping better. I mean, and I said that mostly because of how peaceful she looks on the Nine of Pentacles depiction here for the Fairy Tarot. And I had, like, when I was shuffling your oracle cards, the Fairy Tarot deck, it's actually called Mystic Fairy Tarot. The cover for that deck, the box that it comes in, popped into my mind while I was shuffling your deck, and now I feel like this is why that happened. I feel like that's why I was like, oh, pile one, I have to use the fairy deck. I think this is why, because of this Nine of Pentacles, and it's at the very heart of your reading. It's at the very center of your reading here, and so that feels quite significant, this card, because it feels like you are getting that wish, you are getting that goal that you've been wanting to achieve, that dream that you've been wishing upon. With the Nine of Pentacles, it's manifesting in your external environment, okay? So whether it's a financial goal, you know, whether it is, you know, just something external that you've been wanting, you are finally getting it. Now, I think it's just making you, again, rest easier at night, you know? Like, you feel like you're sleeping better. You just feel good about your life, you know? It feels like you're starting to fall back in love again with your life in the month of August. Now, for many of you, this could be a new living situation, or you are at least getting the financial abundance to be able to afford a better living situation. For those of you who have been wanting to move, with the safe home card, it says, I cast the circle roundabout, safety now is beyond doubt. For others of you, it may not necessarily be that you want to move and you want a new physical location, like, you know, you don't want to be in your current living situation. For those of you who are not resonating with that message, because that is a more specific message, it could just be that you're feeling more at home in terms of your friendships, in terms of like your love life, in terms of your relationship with your family members. You're just feeling more at home, even in your workplace environment. You're just feeling more comfortable in your life. You know, you're not feeling like you're living just to live, just to survive, or you're living someone else's dream. You know, it feels like you're finally living your own life, a life that, you know, you don't dread waking up to in the morning. That kind of feeling is what I'm getting for you, pile one, in the month of August. All right, let's look at some more oracle cards here. We have Follow Your Dreams. I just love how the cat here is looking at the other cat in the crystal ball. So some of you could have some of you could be wanting more love in the month of August. You know, you could have a crush or someone that you have your eye on there. For others of you, you're wanting to travel, you're wanting to move because they're about to embark on a journey, right? They're about to make this leap of faith out into the universe, out into the sky. They're about to travel somewhere. So for some of you, again, like if you've been wanting that, you could be seeing the financial means to move in the month of August. A few of you may actually be moving in the month of August, but again, that's not going to be for everyone. And then we have strength and resilience. So we've got some Leo energy coming forward. It really feels like you're feeling more confident in your own choices. And there's this feeling of being able to protect yourself, because these cats look very similar, right? There's this feeling of being able to protect yourself, to be able to take care of yourself, you know, and Leo energy also talks about the heart. So again, it just feels like there's this energy of, I'm finally in love with my life, I'm in love with my choices, I'm in love with who I am, you know. There's this feeling of belonging to yourself again, pile one. And a lot of this, honestly, is that internal perspective shift. And I think what's really important about this is that inner work is being reflected in your external environment. And so I think a lot of this is going to show up in your life as unexpected opportunities, unexpected blessings, unexpected gifts, the right people coming into your life at the right time. And it feels like this is a longer journey for you, pile one. It feels like August is kickstarting off this abundance, kickstarting off this better path for you. You know, like you've been course corrected and now you're on the right path. And so now you see there's so much less resistance in your life. You're not feeling so tested, and you're not feeling these obstacles and these detours, because all of that was meant to redirect you. So now that you're on the right path, or you make that decision in the month of August that puts you on the right path, whichever place you're at in your journey, it just feels like life starts flowing a lot more easily for you. You know, it feels like you've weathered the storm here, and now it feels like you have the power, you have the ability to cast your own spell with strength and resilience. You have the ability to change your life as you see fit. So it feels like pile one, there's a lot more control for you as well, which is quite nice to feel like you have a say-so in your own destiny, in your own fate. All right, we have VR Beach, experience life through a new set of eyes, perspective, self-awareness, and new experiences. I mean, I would say so, especially with the Follow Your Dreams card, the way it's depicted. It does feel like there's going to be some opportunities for new adventures in the month of August. And again, like I was saying, there's an internal perspective shift occurring here, and it feels like you understand yourself a lot more deeply than you ever have before. All right, we have Peachy Paradise. Oh, this is the best card you could possibly get, pile one. Congratulations. We have Peachy Paradise. Enjoy the view in front of you. Happiness, contentment, and gratitude. Okay, yes. Like, I love this. It feels like finally, like you look around in your external environment and you're like, yep, I'm quite pleased with this. You know, like you don't hate your circumstances anymore. And I think pile one, for quite some time, you had something that was making you very unhappy in your external environment. And it feels like now you have this sense of ease, sort of like you're going with the flow of life and you're no longer having to rail against your external environment. You know, like when you're stuck at a dead-end job and you hate it and you spend so much time at your job, right? Like most of us work full-time, 40 hours a week, right? That's a good chunk of your life. And then that affects how you feel. And so it feels like something like that is changing in your external environment. You know, like if you had a toxic friendship or you had a dead-end, you know, romantic partnership that was draining you and making you unhappy, or you know, you weren't quite happy even with your own behaviors, but it feels like there was something in your external environment that had to be changed. And so now it feels like, okay, I can have a sense of gratitude. I have something to be thankful for instead of something that is stressing me out. And then we have energy field, get back what you put into the universe, manifestation, attraction, and momentum. I feel like you're starting to understand that your perspective and your outlook and what you believe is possible is influencing your external circumstances. And that's not to say that you need to be positive all the time or you need to be happy all the time. That's not living, okay? I don't care what law of attraction video you've watched or book that you read or anything like that. Don't let anyone tell you that you're meant to be happy all the time, or that's like a reasonable expectation to have, because it's just, that's not life. Like the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot will tell you very quickly that is not life, and if you set yourself up with that expectation, you are guaranteeing disappointment, okay? So I do feel like you're starting to understand though how your own beliefs and your understanding of what is possible for you can dictate then how you're showing up in your own life and your attitude about things. So I feel like you're starting to understand that a lot of this begins with you. And so it feels like, okay, we've done some healing. We've cleared out some self-limiting beliefs. We now have hope for the future. We're not scared to hope. You know, we're not afraid of disappointment anymore. You know, there's a renewed sense of faith and an understanding of a plan in place, you know, and an understanding that you get to partake, you get to collaborate with the universe and how that plan unfolds, you know, like again, life isn't something that's happening to you, now you are participating in it. So those people who pulled up are landscapers for the neighbor. And so I really hope that you guys can't hear that racket. I'm gonna have to wait to film pile 2 and pile 3, but I'm hoping I can finish your reading pile 1 and it's not too much noise in the background. I apologize if it is, but okay. I like really have to get this August video up, so otherwise I wouldn't, you know, I would continue your reading later, but anyway, I apologize. Okay. So yeah, it does feel like with momentum too, like things are picking up speed. And remember how I said for some of you, August is just the beginning, which is very exciting for you, pile 1, especially given that we have this Peachy Paradise card. Like August is just the beginning of the good things that are in store for you. So like let yourself relax a little bit, pile 1. Like if you've been worried a lot, just let yourself relax, let yourself ease into this, because again, there's a lot of good things, I think, ahead of you. And it's not like you're just passively receiving these blessings. Again, like it feels like you have done quite a bit of inner work at least. Okay, so let's see. We got the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. And we have conclusions are within reach, full moon in eclipse. So you may be getting some information that you need. If you are resonating with that idea of having to make a decision in the month of August, you could be getting some much needed information, some signs and synchronicity from the universe, you know, some downloads from your guides, or you could be seeing angel numbers in the month of August, or you could just get this sudden aha, epiphany, kind of Ace of Swords moment in the month of August that brings forth to you the answer you've been seeking, and it makes that path more clear to you if you have been indecisive about where you're meant to go, where you're headed. So it does feel like there is some sort of answer, some sort of necessary information coming to you. So if you had some sort of question on your mind, that's a relief to know you're going to have the information brought to you in the month of August to make a well-informed decision. Now, with this conclusions are within reach, if there's something in your life that you have been wanting to end, something maybe that you haven't even necessarily had the courage to end yourself, or maybe again, like you were a bit worried about ending it, you know, maybe it would be a bittersweet ending, it does feel like there's going to be some sort of conclusion, some sort of resolution to that ongoing problem. Okay, and that could be the decision that you're having to make there. They could be related, they could be two separate issues. It's just going to depend on your personal situation, because this is a general reading. So I'm just getting all possible outcomes here. And with the full moon eclipse, I think of something new being brought in, right? Like something is covering up Because if you think about the sun being covered by the moon or something like that, like it feels like there's something new being brought in to replace that old thing that is ending, that you're letting go. So again, you can apply that to your life, how it resonates, whether that's a job, a romantic partnership, your living situation, but it feels like something new is replacing the old. And you got 2 full moons here. So again, like we think of completion. You know, it feels like the closing out of an old cycle, and now we're starting in a new chapter. And again, like it's just the beginning, Padawan. Okay, we have Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. Yeah, I do feel like this has been a recurring theme in your life. I don't feel like this is something new, because remember I said in the beginning, it felt like either in the month of August you were being faced with that decision and you were going to be choosing the right path for yourself, or in the month of August it represents the beginning of you already being on that new path and you've already been through these detours. And so it just feels like sort of the delays that we interpret, you know, those detours that happen in our life, it just feels like you're understanding their purpose. And once you have this sense of acceptance about them, then the right path is made clear to you. But I do feel like you're already in that process. I think for most of you, you may have already made this decision. But again, for some of you, there could be some sort of thing that pushes you, some sort of information that is revealed to you that shows you, oh, this needs to end, this new thing needs to be brought in. Okay, so we have determination. Determination is the power within to keep you from giving up on your dreams. There's a lot here about your dreams, Pile 1. We have strength. Oh wow, you got strength twice. That's exciting. So again, a lot of Leo energy, fire sign, creativity, confidence, generosity with yourself and others, taking good care of yourself, you being more sociable, all that good Leo energy during Leo season nonetheless. Like, yes, I'm a Leo if you can't tell. But life's looking a lot brighter for you, a lot more golden, Pile 1. So anyway, we have strength. Inner strength is the power within that pushes action into all areas of your life. It does feel like a quite action-oriented month. I mean, you've had this long period, it feels like, of self-reflection, inner work, inner healing with the Hermit card and the Priest card. Like, you've been through that already. Now it's time to make those real world steps, right? To see the fruits of your labor show up in your external environment. And then we have clarity. Clearing your mind brings you closer to your sacred inner wisdom. I feel like that clarity is showing you the information that's going to be revealed to you, that's going to be coming forth. So that's very exciting. It feels like you're going to be quite clear and you're going to be quite determined. Like, again, like once you get that information, whether it's from looking inward, a download from your guides, like angel numbers, like however it shows up for you, that information that you've been seeking, once it's made clear to you, it feels like you're going to be strong enough to make that decision, strong enough to take those steps, and you're going to be determined to see it through, to get your desired outcome. So again, it feels like this beautiful balance. You got the 2 of Pentacles in the very beginning. It feels like this beautiful balance between, you know, trusting and having faith in the universe and taking that inspired action. You know, again, it feels like a true collaboration here. It feels like you finally nailed it down. You finally got that balance. You finally, again, are in love with your life again, Pile 1. Okay, so let's look at your love story cards. These are going to be your overall energy for the month of August in your love life, your romantic life, just your overall energy. And then we will get specific love oracle cards for your romantic situation. Oh, and we have tea leaf cards. I almost forgot about these. Let's actually get your tea leaf cards first, and then we'll get into the love messages. Sorry, pile one. I'm always figuring out the flow of things in pile one, so I apologize for that. Okay, let's look at your tea leaf cards here. We have successful outcome to your problem. Key. That feels like the information you're receiving, that aha moment, pile one, that's going to come in the month of August. You're getting a major key to your problem. We have angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Again, it really feels like you're working in collaboration with the universe. Angel numbers could definitely be significant in the month of August, so definitely pay attention to those, you know, on your clock. When you're even watching videos like this and you notice certain timestamps, or even just like the views, you know, when you click on a video. I know I've clicked on a tarot reading before and it's been like 777 views on the reading, and I'm like, oh, I see an angel number. You know, so things like that, I would definitely be paying attention to that in the month of August. Wherever you see numbers, that could be quite significant for you. And then we have younger woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman. So there could be some sort of relationship that is significant with a younger woman in the month of August, okay? This could even be you reconciling or forgiving like a younger version of yourself. You know, if you are a woman and you're resonating with that message, that could be applying for some of you. You know, for others of you, it could be a sibling, a coworker, a romantic partner, a love interest, a crush. You know, just take whatever resonates, but could be a younger woman that is significant in some way. She could be the one who's providing you with the key there. You know, sometimes our guides, our angels speak to us through other people. You may get some really good advice or information from a younger woman in the month of August. That could also be a possibility. All right, so major themes of your love life in the month of August. We have freedom, we have security, and we have gifts. So with gifts here, it feels like you're receiving some sort of blessing on your love life in the month of August. Now, if you have a romantic partner, maybe your romantic partner is surprising you with a gift. Maybe it's your birthday in the month of August, or it could be a gift in the form of, you know, a love interest showing mutual attraction, your crush reaching out to you. It could just be some sort of blessing on your love life. So it could be a tangible gift, or it could be an opportunity romantically for you, pile one. Now with this security card in the beginning, it's making me think of that safe home card that you had. So some of you could be moving in with a romantic partner. Others of you could be purchasing a home with a romantic partner in the month of August. You're building your financial security together. You know, you're making smarter money decisions together as a team, as a partnership for those of you who already have a romantic partner. For others of you, you are welcoming in a love interest that could offer you a secure and stable relationship. And for others of you, you're providing that security for yourself. And this is talking about self-love, this idea of being able to take care of yourself. And with this freedom card here, it kind of feels like if you are welcoming in a new relationship, this is a really beautiful balance. You have someone who makes you feel safe and secure, someone who's reliable and dependable, but also someone who's not going to try to tie you down, someone who's not going to be controlling, you know, someone who's not going to be codependent, someone who's still going to give you your space when you need it. So that beautiful balance, remember, you've got this repeating theme of balance in your reading here, pile one. So I love to see that as well. And it's always so nice to feel like you have this safe home environment, but you still have the freedom to explore. I feel like that's the ultimate dream, pile one. So yeah, I feel like you're quite blessed in the month of August here. Okay, so we are going to get one love card to represent everyone's situation here. So we're gonna get one love card for our singles. So pile one singles, what can you expect from your love life in the month of August if you are single? We've got boundaries here. It says you need to set better boundaries, keep your energy balanced and protected. If needed, spend some time alone. It's okay to say no. I feel like for those of you who are single, this could be talking about dating, and especially if you're welcoming someone new into your life, it does feel like they would be respectful of your boundaries. Remember how I said this isn't someone who would try to tie you down or who would be overly codependent. And this is someone who would still give you the freedom that you need. So you have to, on your part, still set those boundaries though, right? Like your new romantic love interest coming in August, because I do feel like someone is coming in for you. They are not a mind reader, okay? Like they don't know what you need unless you tell them. So that's just encouragement from your guides to speak up for yourself and let that love interest know what you need. Okay, so that's a good message for pile 1 singles. All right, for those of you who are single but in like a complicated situationship, what can you expect from your love life in August if you are kind of in a complicated love situation? We have intimacy. Allow yourself to become spiritually, emotionally, and physically intimate with one another. Real sensuality and sexuality aren't based on physical looks only. Your energy is what makes you attractive and sexy. So it could just be encouraging you, if you're in a situationship, to consider to engage in more like real intimacy there, not just physical intimacy, but emotional intimacy as well. So that could be encouraging you, like, it's safe to love, it's safe to open up, it's safe to be emotionally vulnerable. Make that decision to open up, you know? So it could be encouraging you, like, it's okay to take this connection to the next level in terms of intimacy, you know, beyond just physical intimacy. Okay, so for those of you who are in a partnership, but you are unhappy in that current partnership, what can you expect for the month of August? Pile 1. That just flew out. We have time to say goodbye. The situation or relationship you are in is facing a dead end. It's time to move on and let go. All endings bring new beginnings. Yes, pile 1. Now, obviously you have free will, make your own decisions, but if you've been going back and forth about whether you should end this relationship and this connection, trust and believe that if you do end this connection, there is new love out there waiting for you. A new beginning is there, and that could be the choice that you're having to make in the month of August. And you could be getting some information in the month of August that makes that clear to you. I hate to say this, but that could be where that younger woman is coming into play, you know, like if you suspect there's a third party situation. Again, that's not going to resonate for everyone, but if you're maybe suspecting that, you could be getting some information in the month of August that sheds some light. The truth always comes to the light, right? People can only fool you for so long. So if you're unhappy in your partnership because you're suspecting infidelity, that could be something that comes to light in the month of August. But I think regardless of what the situation is, if you're unhappy in your current partnership, your guides are advising you that it may be time to say goodbye, close out that cycle so a new chapter can begin. You deserve to be happy, pile 1. You deserve the very best. All right, for those of you who are happy in your current partnership, what can you expect in the month of August? Okay, we have delays and blocks, but this came out reversed. It says your current love situation is affected by delays and blocks. These blocks may manifest as a result from someone not fully opening up to a situation or facing something. But again, this was in reverse. So it feels like something is moving forward in the month of August for you. Oh my gosh, do you hear my cat trying to knock down the door? Hold on a second, pile 1. I'm gonna let her in. Gracie. You can't, gosh, Gracie. Okay, well, she wanted you guys to know that she is here. She has arrived. and she's clearly the star of this show. Okay, so for those of you who have been going through delays and blocks in your partnership, maybe things aren't moving to the level of commitment that you've been wanting, or maybe you've just been feeling a bit distant from your partner, but again, like, you are happy in your partnership, right? You can be happy with your partner and still be going through ups and downs. That's normal, that's very natural. Again, like, you can't expect to be happy every single day of your life. So it does feel like whatever was delaying or blocking you, even if it was something external, like for example, if you were wanting to buy a home, but maybe your offers kept getting rejected, and again, like, you and your partner were really wanting to move into your dream home or your first home, you've been living in an apartment, you were really excited about this. I know the housing market right now is crazy with COVID. If you're living in the United States, that's what I've been hearing from people looking for homes. So there could be whatever's been delaying or blocking what you've been wanting in your romantic partnership. I see that coming to an end in the month of August, and things are moving in a better direction for you, pile one. All right, let's end with your self-care message for the month of August. We have friend. So this is a self-care wisdom card. It says, be as good of a friend to yourself as you are to others. Absolutely, pile one. Like, you deserve the very best. And I think that's why you had a lot of Leo energy coming forth in your reading, because it's really just encouraging you to step into that energy. You know, I always say this, and again, like, I'm a Leo, full disclosure, but I always really believe that there's something to be said about taking good care of yourself first, being generous and kind and gentle to yourself, because then you're better able, I should say, I'm tripping over my words now. You're better able to take care and give to other people because you have taken care of yourself first. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup, and that's where that Leo generosity comes from. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself, and you deserve friendship. You deserve to be nice and kind to yourself, pile one. So pile one, thank you so much for tolerating the noise and the interruption and the cat cameo that we had. We did say Leo energy, and you had a cat pop up in your reading, so there you go. But yes, pile one, this was your reading for the month of August. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you always know when I upload. I'm also playing around with new thumbnails, so you guys will see some new thumbnails popping up on the channel. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you feel about those new thumbnails, or if you have any opinion at all. And yeah, the easiest way to support the channel is to simply watch the ads, and I would like to express so much gratitude and thanks to everyone who's been supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. I've had so much fun doing this, and thank you all for joining me on this journey. I'm definitely still learning. I'm definitely trying to incorporate the feedback that you guys give me. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Best wishes to you for the month of August, and I'll see you in my next one. Hey pile two, so if you chose the Pastel Journey Tarot or the Rose Quartz, welcome to your reading. So let's find out what you can expect for the month of August. So we are going to be shuffling your tarot on camera, and then we'll be using pre-pulled oracle cards today. So a huge thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. So let's find out, pile two, what you can expect for the month of August, what is happening for you in your life, what energies are present for the month of August for pile two, please spirit. Pile two, what is happening in the month of August? And if you skip the intro, we will be getting love messages at the end. Pile two, what can you expect for the month of August? Oh wow, 8 of Wands. We're starting off with some fast-moving energy. I'll get into that once we get all of your tarot, because I like to read everything like a story, but Wow, what a card to start off with, pile 2. Let's see, we have the 3 of Wands, so lots of fire sign energy in the month of August. Pile 1 had a lot of Leo energy, so not surprising because August is in Leo season. We have 6 of Pentacles here, and we have the Queen of Swords. Let me just make sure you guys, yeah, you can see it. All right, let's get one more card and then we'll get into your reading here. And we have the Knight of Pentacles as well. Okay, your bottom of the deck energy is actually the 2 of Wands. So it feels like this is the energy that you are leaving behind, pile 2. Okay, so this is an energy of contemplation, you know, of trying to decide which wand you want to grab, which direction you want to go in, holding the world in your hand, like the world is your oyster, right? This is a card of potential, a card of opportunity, because you haven't quite made a decision yet. You know, you just have an idea, a dream, something you want to do, something you want to go after, but you haven't taken those steps yet towards achieving that means. And so this is sort of like in the planning, contemplation stage of change. And now with the 3 of Wands at the heart of your reading, pile 2, it looks like, okay, now you're stepping towards something. Finally, something is happening. And for some of you, given that we have the 8 of Wands here, this is maybe something that you have been wishing and hoping for, but you haven't made any steps towards it. And it's more of something you've been wanting to manifest rather than something you've wanted to, say, do. Like if we think of 2 of Wands in the very like traditional, literal meaning, it could be that you've been wanting to take a trip and then in August you take that trip. However, given the context of the other cards in your reading, it feels more like this is a dream, a wish, a hope that you've had, but you haven't known how to do it yourself. And so it's more of you in this passive energy of receiving, which is quite funny because you have all of this fire, action-oriented energy. And so I feel like you're someone who typically feels better doing something actively, and this is sort of a little bit of shift for you to be in the energy of receiving, especially because I think for a lot of you, pile 2, you tend to be givers with this 6 of Pentacles being here. And so this is quite different. You receiving some sort of unexpected positive blessing with the 8 of Wands. Something fast is moving in your life. And it could be that certain circumstances or opportunities or people are aligning to help you make this change that you've been wanting to see. But there's definitely movement. There's definitely a lot happening that's unexpected. There's going to be some surprises in August. There's definitely going to be things happening in August that you're not even going to find out about in this reading because it's meant to happen that way. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of mystery, a little bit of surprise happening in the month of August for you. And I think that's quite difficult for you because with the Queen of Swords here, if you resonate with that divine feminine energy of the Queen of Swords, she is someone who likes to have control. She is someone who gets things done. She's very direct, very clear cut. You know, she has a plan. I do think of her as like a type A kind of person, like very organized to the book, very direct, very blunt. And, you know, sometimes a bit guarded. And because of that, she can be a bit closed off to gifts from receiving help from others. You know, the Queen of Swords isn't someone who likes to be perceived as weak. And so because of that, not that receiving is a weakness, but I think with the Queen of Swords, sometimes she can show up like that, you know, like she's so independent, she wants to handle everything on her own, even to the extent that she can't necessarily receive blessings from spirit. And so if you're resonating with this energy, I do think it's going to be maybe a bit difficult for you in August to understand or reconcile how easy things are coming to you. And that's like you've been praying or wishing or hoping for something, but it's like even when it comes in, you kind of question it, you kind of doubt it, maybe you're even a little bit suspicious about it, and that can be that Queen of Swords guarded energy coming up where you don't even quite trust your blessing. Sorry, I'm like looking around to see where Gracie, my cat, is. She's okay though. Okay. Wanted to make sure she didn't want out of the room. And with this Knight of Pentacles, this is a very grounded energy. So it feels like these real world, like tangible things are coming into your life and they're being given to you by other people. And again, I think you're going to be a little bit in your head about it and a bit questioning about it. But I do feel like there is some sort of up-leveling in your material circumstances in some way. So this is some sort of assistance from someone else, and this is some lining up of an opportunity that you've been wanting. But whatever it is with that Three of Wands, remember it's a general reading, it's going to vary. Whatever it is that you've been hoping for, wishing for, some sort of movement that you've been wanting to happen in your life, some sort of change, I do see you being able to receive that help from some sort of outside source that's going to make that Three of Wands possible for you, pile 2. Let's get into your oracle now. So we have creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. I'm not surprised to see this. And look, even the repeating threes right here, and you have the Three of Wands. Threes make me think of collaboration, you know, of a team coming together, of friendship, of having help. And I'm not surprised to see creativity here because you have all of this fire sign energy in the heart of your reading. And so I do think August is going to be a very creative month for you. I think that new ideas and new ways of going about doing things are going to be presented to you. If you have a passion project, you could be getting some unexpected help, some unexpected advice, or even financial support to help you make that dream a reality. And that could show up in your life in various ways. It could be, you know, like maybe the company that you work for gives you guys a paid holiday that you didn't know that you had, or they increase your PTO, your paid time off, and so you have more time at home to work on your passion project. Or it could be that someone is offering you a free trip, like, oh, you can go with me, you know, on this vacation, and then you go with them and you get inspired during this trip. And so, you know, or someone offers you tickets to a concert or a play and that offers you inspiration. Someone gives you advice, or they network and they connect you with someone that can help you with your passion project, someone who's already successful in that field, or someone who knows somebody else who can, you know, help you up level in some way because they've been successful at it, or they can provide some sort of means to help you. So like if you're a musician, maybe you end up connecting with someone who owns a studio and they give you free studio time, or they give it to you at a reduced rate, you know, something like that. You know, like you want to write a book and then you meet someone who has already done it, or someone who has a sister in publishing. You know, it could show up in various ways in your life, but it does feel like August is going to be a more creative month, you know, and I think you're going to have more time to spend on your creativity, but I think also in a more general sense, you have this broader perspective, this increase in optimism about how good things can come into your life, and it doesn't necessarily have to follow this strict plan, this strict way that you thought things had to occur. And then we have magical powers. I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. With this repeating purple, I do feel like your higher chakras are going to be more activated. I do feel like there's more collaboration here with spirit. Again, like understanding you're not responsible for everything. You can be in this energy of receiving blessings from the universe, and it doesn't make you lazy, okay? Like there's nothing wrong with just being in the divine feminine energy of receiving. Like you deserve good things. And then we have energy. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. Again, with this fire energy, it feels like you're harnessing your energy quite well. It feels like on a day-to-day basis, you're more aware of your energy, you're more aware of your mood, you're more aware of how you're showing up in your life, and you're more aware of how you feel when you give yourself time for that creativity. However that shows up for you, pile 2. And again, with like the 1 and the 3, like I think of manifestation with the 1, and I think of collaboration with the 3, and the balancing between the 1, the individual, and 3, the team, the group, the collective. But yeah, with energy there, I think you're taking stock of how you feel. And you know, when you get into that creative energy, you're in a flow state. And if you've never been in flow state before, although I'm sure that you have at some point in your life, you're in that energy of like really losing track of time because you're so keyed into what you're doing and everything is flowing and it's beautiful, and you feel this sense of peace because of this intense focus that you have on what you're doing. And it's like the world around you sorts of melts away. So any anxieties, worries, fears that you have, you're keyed into your flow state, and so you get a beautiful break from that. You know, you get a break from your daily life. You know, it's like you're sort of like lucid dreaming, but you're awake. You know, in this sort of, again, like flow state is the best way to describe it. If you've ever read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, I believe that's her name, I'll put it in the description box, but she has a really great description of flow state in her book. Also, if you've ever watched the Pixar movie Soul, where they're up in the little bubbles, that's also a good example of flow state if you've watched that movie. But I won't keep going on and on about it. Now, I will say also with energy, this could be you taking stock of the people in your life and deciding who is worthy of your energy and who is quite draining to that natural, magical magnetism that you have, pile 2. You know, who do you have to make an effort with? You know, who do you get along with easily? You know, who makes you feel drained of your energy? Who makes you feel like your energy has been restored? You know, and just taking stock of that, you know, looking at your connections and, you know, making some decisions about that. We have prosperity and abundance. This is one of the most positive cards I feel like you can get in the Everyday Witch Oracle deck. So I really feel like if you've been working on a creative project already and maybe you've been nervous, you've been anxious about it, and you're wondering like, am I wasting my time? Is this going to pay off? Or if you haven't started yet, but you've been contemplating some sort of creative project, like, should I do that? Would success be guaranteed if I put effort into this? You know, would it be beneficial to me? Would it be a legitimate way to support myself? This is encouraging you or reassuring you or letting you know, you know, depending upon where you're at in that creative process, like, yes, there will be prosperity and abundance. You will be able to grow your own garden as a result of this creative talent that you have, pile 2. And we have make a move. Yeah, for some of you, you really need to give yourself over to that creative flow. You know, like whatever you've been thinking about, whatever you've been contemplating about, it's time to make that move. It's time to get started and, you know, take it from an energy of just thinking about it to actually doing it. For others of you, though, you've already been working at it and you just need to keep it up, keep that energy going, keep that momentum going. Now, also with this make a move card, there's this, I forget what it's called, but there's some sort of personality test where they determine like whether you're an orange, a green, a gold, or a blue. You guys can look this up. But blues have one foot in the water and their eyes to the sky. And I always liked that. And in case you guys are wondering, I was split evenly between gold and blue. But anyway, I always loved the way that blues were described, because there's this idea that you have one foot in emotion and creativity and sensitivity to other people and compassion, and that sort of, you know, like spiritual energy. And then you have one eye to the sky, one eye to dreaming, to imagination, to creativity, to communication, you know, even spirituality, mysticism. And so I loved the way the blues were described. And I feel like you have that energy in the month of August, you know, like you have that collaboration with spirit, you have that connection to the mysticism, to the unseen, to dreaming. And then you have, you know, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot in your own creative energy. And so you see the wands here, like they're calling forth what they want into their life, this prosperity and abundance, by calling forth the help of spirit, but also being in their own creative energy of creating this for themselves. So again, there's a lot here about balance, similar to pile 1 in that way. There's a lot here about balance. We have campfire circle, create deep and magical connections, relationships, bonding, and community. So you've got 2 overall themes here, right? Like you have this theme of creativity, but you also have this theme of teamwork, collaboration, being connected. And so I think that for the month of August, some of you could be calling in some soul family connections here. And you could see an up-leveling in your sense of belonging. And you could find that through a community that's related to this passion project, this creative project for some of you. You know, like again, like if you're a musician, you could be connecting with other people who share that interest and who help you in your creative process, especially if you're used to working alone. You know, for others of you, you're calling in people who are going to help you feel more prosperous, feel more abundant in your life. So again, it just feels like this calling in of the people that you need to help you feel more successful in your life. We have treehouse, find peace in being alone, solitude, introspection, and independence. Oh my gosh, again, like this balance between working on your own and working with others. It really feels like you've kind of settled into your own rhythm here. You know, like you're not in hermit mode energy, but you're also not stuck in like a constant 3 of Cups energy, you know? Like you're not overly socializing, you're not overly being isolated or withdrawn. Like it feels like you've struck this beautiful balance between your independence and your need to, you know, socialize and be with others. We have Lake Midnight, you're not stuck here, blockages, stagnant energy, and self-pity. These 2 cards I've actually never had come out, so I'm pretty excited to like see them here. But anyway, so with Lake Midnight, you're not stuck here. I feel like this goes way back to that 3 of Wands we saw in the heart of your tarot portion of your reading. Especially if you've been in the 2 of Wands energy where you've been wanting to call in change, you've been wanting to see some sort of movement in your life in a positive direction, and you're just feeling stuck and like nothing is happening, and like when is my ship going to come in? And it feels like, okay, in the month of August, finally that prayer is being answered. And you're letting go of that self-pity, and you're starting to understand your own power and your own will and sort of the force of your creativity and the force of your passion, like your own magic, you know, and how your own energy has been influencing your external circumstances. So you're finally starting to see that you're not a victim of circumstance, and that you can call in what you need to call into your life. You can make magic happen in your own life. We have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. I could understand that. With the 8 of Wands coming into your life, it shakes up a lot. And honestly, a lot of how this is all going to play out is going to be determined by your own energy and your own response to it. And so now with the Knight of Pentacles, now that I'm seeing this again here, it kind of feels like an encouragement for you to lean on people in your life and get that positive support where you can get it. but also ground into your own energy. Find your own sense of peace, your own sense of balance within yourself, because you need to feel grounded, because all of these sudden changes are going to be a lot to process. Even though you've been hoping and wishing and wanting these changes, and even though they're going to be positive, it's still a lot of change to process. Emotions are running high, super moon. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to go through. Change is hard, change is difficult. Again, even when it's positive, like they've done research studies about that. Like people's stress levels are so high when they're getting married and like moving in together. And those are positive life changes, right? But it's still a lot of change, and it's still, you know, people can get snippy. You know, people can get short-tempered. And we know that like planning a wedding, having a wedding, getting married is stressful, even though it's a very positive life event that people dream about and hope for and wish for. It can still be quite stressful. So if your emotions are running high in the month of August, give yourself some grace, you know, be gentle with yourself, because it is a lot. Change is a lot. We have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. Okay, I knew there was a reason why I was meant to put this card in the center. I feel like this is sort of bringing that balance in, because you had all that fire sign energy in the very beginning, and Leo is the opposite sign to Aquarius. So I feel like there's this balance between your will, your creativity, you know, because I think of fire sign energy as being very like me first, independent kind of energy, you know, just with Aries as well. And then with the Aquarius coming in and balancing out, now we're reminded again of the collective and the community. And so again, it feels like this energy here of it's okay to shine your light. It's okay to show your creative project to the world. It's okay to show people what you've been working on. You don't have to keep it all in secret. You can show up in your life in a very authentic way. You don't have to be so guarded. You know, like it's safe for you to show love. It's safe for you to give love, you know, whether that is in a romantic sense or whether that is, again, like through this creative project, through this passion project. But it's okay for you to trust in others, and you know, it doesn't make you weak. We have vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. I do feel like there's a little bit of like a fear here of wasted time. Like I've had this like come up kind of repeatedly in the back of my mind as I've been reading your cards, and it feels like you guys have a real fear of your efforts being wasted. Like you're afraid to do something, or you're afraid to even make the effort to connect with other people, or like, again, like work on this project, because you're just so afraid of time being wasted and it all being for nothing. So maybe you've had some past disappointments in the past. Maybe you've had some past disappointments that have made you feel a bit jaded. You know, maybe you've tried to manifest things in the past and it hasn't worked out. And so there's this energy of being afraid to believe all this could happen for yourself. And, you know, maybe some self-doubt, maybe some anxiety. And so understand that like nothing is wasted. Like even what you think of as failures, you know, or even mistakes, you know, with past connections that didn't work out, whether they were platonic or romantic, none of that time was wasted, you know, like it was just a lesson, and you learning that lesson has brought you closer to that prosperity and abundance that you've been hoping for, pal, too. We have empowerment. The determination of your mind and soul will guide you towards unleashing your inner power. Yes. We have courage. Courage is the strength to stand up when it's easier to fall down. And we have vitality. Vitality is the beaming force that gives your energy and vigor to life. Okay, all of this repeating orange is making me think of, again, like fire sign energy and creativity, and again, like that force of your will, and even like your sacral chakra, and you know, like the lower chakras. Again, it's like this balance between the spiritual and the grounded. I really like this for you. And that solar plexus, even, again, it's a lot of fire sign energy, because like this empowerment card makes me think of Aries, this vitality card makes me think of Sagittarius, and this courage card makes me think of Leo, the brave heart. But yes, it really feels like there's this, you need to be in your fire sign energy for the month of August. Like, lean into that. Lean into creativity and being brave and courageous, and that Sagittarius energy of connecting and collaborating with others and exploring and being adventurous. You know, that's really the energy that you can expect and that you need to be in for the month of August, to have all of this come in at you at one time and to handle it really well. I think that is all of this is going to be quite necessary for you. But I do feel like you're in this more confident energy in the month of August. I wouldn't be surprised if some of this is also coinciding with a physical glow up, because it feels like there's just this return to vitality and this return to sort of like you can do it all, you know, like you're just feeling rejuvenated in the month of August. Like there's a return to having energy again, having enough energy to go about your day and get done what you want to get done. It just feels like you feel quite confident about your ability to handle things. Okay, so now we're going to get into your tea leaf cards. So we have Haystack, Karma, you will reap what you have sown. That reminds me of that prosperity and abundance card, because she was sitting in a garden. You know, that reminds me of Seven of Pentacles, you know, of like planting your seeds and patiently waiting for it to grow. And then that prosperity and abundance is sort of like, okay, now we're at the Nine of Pentacles and I'm seeing my prosperity come to fruition. Or I'm sorry, I'm seeing the seeds of my work come to fruition. Yeah, what you've been working on is going to come through. And like a needle in a haystack, like it's quite unexpected to find the needle, but it feels like you're finding the needle. We have Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Let's actually look at the last card. We have Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Okay, with this Finger card, it's making me think of that past disappointment that we were talking about, and how every time you have some sort of setback or perceived failure, something doesn't work out how you expect it to, you get really upset that something didn't go according to your plan. And in the month of August, you're letting that go and you're surrendering to the divine and understanding your part in the process versus Spirit's part in the process. And so you're letting Spirit do its thing, and that's what's bringing in these blessings so much more easily, is that release, is that surrender. And so you're starting to understand that like what you perceived as a problem was actually just a part of the plan. And so that rainbow at the end, it feels like that 10 of Cups kind of moment where you're like, oh, okay, now I see why I had to go through all of these different stages, because these colors had to come together to paint this rainbow for me. Now I understand why I had my, you know, green moments, my blue moments, you know, like it all comes together and you look back at the puzzle that's been put together this whole time, piece by piece, and you see the broader picture and you're like, oh, okay, now I get it. You know, now I understand how this is how my happiness, my peace, my contentment had to come in this manner. I get it now. I understand the purpose through it all. All right, so yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about this Finger card because we have the haystack and the rainbow, so don't get stressed about that, but it does feel like, you know, sort of this greater understanding of the bigger picture. So I'm going to put your self-care card to the side because we're going to get your love messages now. So the love story cards are going to represent the overall themes in your love life, and then we're going to use the creative love oracle to get specific cards for your situation in love currently. So we have fun. I love to see this. We have caution, and we have spy. Interesting. Okay, so lots of different messages here. It could be cautioning you from having like too much fun, like being too impulsive or too reckless romantically, like rushing into things before you've considered it. Given all the fire sign energy that you had, there could be a little bit of falling head over heels too quickly, or giving yourself into passion like too quickly, you know, just acting impulsively in love too quickly, having too much fun. So it could be cautioning you against that, like, you know, just moderation. It could also be letting you know that someone is spying on your social media. Let's actually just get into, because this could mean so many different things. You know, like someone could have a crush on you and maybe you're unaware of that. Maybe you're misreading the situation and you think it's just platonic. Let's just go ahead and get into your specific love messages, because this is kind of a little bit all over the place, right? All right, so for my singles in the month of August, what can you expect in your love life for the month of August? Singles, pile 2. One card to represent your love life in the month of August. Pile 2. We have message. You're soon going to receive a message from someone special. This card also says that clear communication is needed. Check your message folders. That works really well with the spy card. So maybe you're going to be getting a message for my singles during the month of August. Someone's been watching your social media and they're going to send you a message on social media. Given that I just said respond by accident, there are no accidents, I guess, in a tarot reading. Maybe you messaged someone quite a long time ago and you never heard back from them. Maybe you're finally getting a response. That could be a message for some of you. I'm sorry, let me get a sip of my coffee. Whenever I say sip, I mean like 4 gulps. Okay. So, yeah, that's interesting there. I always like the message card because it's like, ooh, who's going to reach out? Who's going to be talking to my pile 2s? I also think, though, if you're not on social media, this could just be someone sending you a text message, you know, it could just be someone like you're out and about during your day and a stranger comes up to you and starts talking. So this could play out in different ways. You know, remember it's a general reading, but it does feel like you're receiving some sort of message. You could even hear like through the grapevine, oh, you know, someone that I have a mutual friend in common with said that they were romantically interested in me. You know, it could be like a message that you receive not directly from the source. But I do think, given that we have the spy card here, for most of you, it's going to be either on social media or even like a dating app. All right, so for my people who are single, technically single, but in like a complicated situationship. What can you expect for the month of August, pile 2? Oh, we have divine counterpart. This person is your divine counterpart. You are connected with each other on an astral level. This connection helps to raise the vibration on earth. You will create positive things together. Well, that's that Aquarius energy all day long, right? And you had a lot about collaboration. So maybe someone that you're talking to or someone that you're in a complicated situationship is going to end up being maybe like a twin flame. I don't know a lot about those, I'll be honest. Or like a soulmate connection. I always think of divine counterpart as like a soulmate connection, but again, that could just be like me not knowing a lot about twin flames. But anyway, so this could be, I say I don't know a lot about twin flames, and I think it's because the idea of it was like all over YouTube and social media at one point. and I kind of just got sick of seeing it everywhere. So maybe that's kind of my like bias against that term, so I apologize, I'll acknowledge that. But anyway, this could be a twin flame or a soulmate connection, someone that you have a joint soul mission with, and maybe someone that you're meant to create something positive with them. So that could be someone that you end up marrying and you have children together, and that is like, you know, sex is an expression of creative energy, and then giving birth to, you know, like the Empress card represents creativity, but she also represents fertility. So that could be like, you know, someone who could end up being like a long-term partner, maybe someone that you marry, someone that you have kids with one day, could be someone that you go into business with, or you know, again, like you have a mutual interest in something, like you guys are both artists, both musicians. Again, that's just an example, but it could be something that you guys, you know, you collaborate on a project together, and then you also have this romantic connection. So that could be a possibility there, and that could be a lot of fun, right? All right, for those of you who are unhappy in your current relationship, what can you expect for the month of August? Pile 2, if you're unhappy in your current relationship, what can you expect for the month of August? We have delays and blocks. Your current love situation is affected by delays and blocks. These blocks may manifest as a result from someone not fully opening up to a situation or facing something. This could definitely be where this caution card is coming in. And remember, I said the Queen of Swords can also be quite guarded. So it could be that, you know, unfortunately, if you're unhappy in your current relationship, it looks like that unhappiness is going to continue through the month of August. There could be some delay or blockage that you guys need to work through, and it looks like it's a breakdown in communication. All right, for those of you who are happy in your current relationship, what can you expect for the month of August? We have past life relationship. Your souls know each other from previous lifetimes, and you have been with this person together before. There is an instant attraction and recognition on a soul level. This feels like a deepening of your current relationship. Like if you're already happy with your current partnership, it feels like you're just getting even closer to each other, and you're feeling that soul level connection. You know, you're spending more quality time together, having heart-to-heart conversations. It could be even like a higher level of commitment is on the horizon. So it just feels very positive for those of you who are already happy in your current partnership. I did want to go back to this delays and blocks here. For those of you who are having a rough time in your current partnership, I do want to make it clear, this isn't saying that there's going to be a breakup or an ending in the month of August. It just kind of means that your current challenges may continue through August, and there is an opportunity for you guys to work through it, because there is like a breakup card in this deck. You know, there is a card in here that encourages you to end the relationship, and you guys didn't get that card. So if you're unhappy in your current partnership but you don't want to leave, I don't want you to feel like all hope is lost just because the challenges are going to continue in the month of August. You know, like there is still a chance and an opportunity to work through it. I think if you're just careful about how you navigate the situation and you don't make impulsive decisions or say things that you don't mean or get angry in the moment, you know, say things you regret, things like that. I think if you approach it with caution and compassion, there could be some hope there to salvage the connection. But again, it kind of just feels like the ball's in your court. Like, do you want to work on it or do you not want to work on it? And you know, you can only do your part. You're only one half of the connection, right? If the other person isn't willing to meet you halfway, there's only so much you can do, pile 2. All right, so let's end your reading with a self-care message for your month of August here. So this is a self-care wisdom card. It says, reassess. You have the right to change your mind. I like this quite a bit for you all because It feels like with the Eight of Wands that we had in the very beginning, and you also had a card that talked about stagnancy and feeling stuck, right? You have a right to change your mind. You have a right to look around and say, I don't want this. And you have absolutely the right to pray for, manifest for, wish for, hope for new things to come in. And you don't have to feel guilty about that. When that Eight of Wands energy comes in and you finally get the change that you've been wanting, there may be a little bit of guilt there. You know, how is this change affecting other people in my life? Am I deserving of all these positive changes? Yes, you are. You have a right to want different things. You have a right to change your mind, and don't let anyone make you feel guilty about that. So pile 2, this was your reading for the month of August. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you received all the messages that you needed to hear. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads or do any of the things that I just listed. I wanted to express a lot of gratitude and thanks to everyone who's been supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Pile 2, for letting me do this reading for you today. Best wishes to you for the month of August, and I hope you have a great day. Please take care, and I'll see you in my next one. Hey Pile 3, so we have the Sailor Moon Tarot deck for your group. Let's find out, Pile 3, what you can expect for the month of August, your energy, changes coming to you, what's going to be going on in your life, the people that you'll meet, anything like that. What do we need to know for the month of August? What can my Pile 3s expect, please, Spirit? And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Pile 3, what can you expect for the month of August? Pile 3. I love this deck so much. It's my first time using it in a reading, so I'm really excited. This was my birthday gift to myself this year. If you're interested in the deck, I got it from Etsy. I'll put the actual name of it in the description box for those of you who are interested. It reminds me a lot of the Pastel Journey Tarot with how it's like the feeling of the cards and the size of the cards. And just really the overall vibe of it, I would say. Starting off really in a good direction with Temperance here. Let's see. I want everyone to have a really good August because it's my birthday month. So, like, everyone should feel good in August. We have Strength. We'll get one more card, and as I say that, here's your card. All right, so at the heart of your reading here, we have the Three of Swords. We also have the Seven of Cups, we have Temperance, we have the Queen of Compacts or the Queen of Cups, and we have Strength. So there's quite a lot going on, and even your bottom of the deck here is the Two of Compacts or the Two of Cups. So I'm actually going to put this, let's put it, can you see it there? No, you cannot. So we will put it right here. That's what we'll do. Okay. So it feels like there's been this ongoing sort of sense of grief, heartbreak, loss, disappointment. With the Three of Swords in the very center of your reading, it feels like you've been transmuting quite a lot. And with the Seven of Cups here, it feels like you've made the choice. Like you have made the choice to heal. You have made the choice to say, I'm not going to be stuck in this Three of Swords energy. I'm not going to let this get me down. Like, even if I have to carry this loss, heartbreak, disappointment, grief with me, I'm going to do it with grace. I'm going to do it in a balanced way. Like, I'm not going to repress it. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to work through it. Like, the only way out is through. I feel like you understand that. Like, you understand that, you know, this is part of living. And everyone goes through this to a varying degree at some point in their life, and you sort of are understanding like where you're at in the cycle, where you're at in sort of like the winter season of your life, I guess. And emotionally, you're strong enough to handle it, you know? And there's this understanding that I wouldn't have been dealt these cards. I wouldn't have been dealt this hand if I couldn't handle it. Spirit wouldn't give me more than what I can handle. And so it feels like you're making this choice for your heart, for your soul, and you are sort of working in collaboration with Spirit to understand why this all happened to you and why these karmic lessons had to be learned and why this energy had to be cleared out, you know, and you're understanding it for yourself. You're not sitting there trying to figure out someone else's motivations or actions or like, why did they do this to me? Like, you're taking a higher spiritual perspective and you're like, why did this happen for my growth? Not why did this happen to me, or why did this person do X to me? Why did I deserve that? Why am I not good enough? You're not asking those questions. You're asking better questions. And again, like, you're understanding why these karmic keeps coming up to me. So these could be some karmic relationships that you've been through, or just karmic lessons. It does feel like you're learning these lessons through either issues with family members, friends, or romantic partners. It does feel like this is in the realm of your interpersonal relationships because we have all of this cups energy present. It feels like you've learned these lessons through these connections with other people. And again, like, I don't think this is anything new. Like, I think that you've been going through this for quite some time. For others of you, you know, like, you could have recently gone through a breakup or an argument with a family member or an ending of a significant friendship, or you could even be having a lot of workplace conflict that's really weighing very heavily on you. But I think for most of you, this isn't something new. This has been a repeating cycle that you're finally cutting through. You're clearing out that energy and you're saying, no more, we're done with this. And as a result of this balanced, graceful way, you know, that you're dealing with this, you're up leveling in your emotional intelligence here with the Queen of Cups. Remember, we're just talking about energy here. We're not talking about gender, but it feels like you're coming into that divine feminine energy and you're understanding the strength of your own emotional intelligence and caring for your own needs and being compassionate to others, but also having enough separation from other people to where you're not so hurt by them and they don't have too much influence over your heart space. With strength here, so Sailor Jupiter, she's the toughest, she's the strongest, I think. Well, maybe Sailor Mars is too, but I do think, like, in terms of physical strength, she's probably the strongest out of the inners in Sailor Moon. But she also has this really feminine, girly side, and in the 90s version of Sailor Moon, she has this catchphrase. Well, I don't know if it's a catchphrase, but she repeats it a lot, where she's like, oh, that person reminds me of my ex, that person reminds me of my ex. And so, like, she was really kind of tied to this partnership that ended, and it keeps becoming a recurring theme. But yet, even though she had that heartbreak, she still allows herself to be in that divine feminine energy. Like, she doesn't close herself off to giving to others. Like, she's very giving. You know, she likes to be maternal. She likes to cook and clean for people. You know, she likes doing craft projects and things like that. She's still a romantic. You know, she'll still wait all day in the rain for some guy that she met at a dance to come back and dance with her again. And so it kind of feels like you're taking on sort of the positive aspects of Sailor Jupiter in the sense that you haven't lost your sense of romanticism. You know, sometimes Sailor Jupiter is a bit of a doormat, okay? I don't feel like you're in that energy. I feel like you're calling in her strength. You're calling in her positive attributes here, where you're connected to your divine feminine, you're connected to your romanticism, you're connected to your belief in love and happy, healthy connections, And you're making that choice. It's a conscious choice to continue to believe in love and friendship and family and not let these past karmic lessons get you down. You know, you continue to believe, you continue to have faith. And bottom of the deck energy, like, this is where you're headed. This is what you're calling in, this Two of Cups. You're calling in happy, healthy connections and friendships. And so we can go ahead and cover up that Queen, not that Queen of Swords. We can cover up, maybe you're going from a Queen of Swords energy to a Queen of Cups energy. But we can cover up that Three of Swords. We can clear that energy out because you're moving into a Two of Cups energy, this Two of Compacts here. All right, so let's get into your Oracle pile 3. Oh, we have healing. Candle flame, burn this hour, bring to me your healing power. Yeah, I don't think this is anything new. Again, like, I think that you've been working on this for quite some time. The 2 and the 9 here make me think of manifestation and a belief that new beginnings can happen and that you can start over and that you can have a fresh start. You know, 2 makes me think of healing connections. 9 makes me think of wish fulfillment and exploration and meeting new people. You know, that Sagittarius energy coming forth. So I do feel like there is a lot of healing happening in your heart chakra for the month of August. And again, it doesn't feel like you're starting a healing journey. It feels like you are continuing this healing process and you're understanding that, you know, healing is a lifelong journey, but it doesn't feel like you're in the thick of it. It feels like you're just continuing to do the work, continuing to move in a positive direction like you've been doing, pile 3. And then we have romance. Romance, it is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. So with romance here, it feels like you're more in love with your life. I feel like overall, you know, you're connected to that sense of romanticism, that divine feminine energy. So maybe in terms of like your aesthetic, how you decorate your space, how you style yourself, there could be an up-leveling in that, you know, just taking care of yourself, you know, doing those divine feminine things, you know, like running yourself a luxurious bath, or, you know, taking the extra time in the morning when you're getting ready, taking care with how you choose your outfit for the day, things like that. Even like writing poetry and, you know, visiting museums and walking through gardens, you know, like things like that. Maybe you even get more into like moon rituals and stuff like that if we combine the energies of these 2 cards. For others of you, if you've been wanting more romance in your life, you know, you've been wanting a new romantic partner, or you've been wanting to have a better connection in your existing relationship, there could be more romantic energy coming forth in the month of August. So if you've been hoping for that, definitely with romance and the 2 of Cups coming out, it looks good for the month of August, pile 3. Oh, wow, you have strength twice. We have strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, and power. Okay, I know I've been talking a lot about Leo energy, kind of in all 3 groups, but I mean, it is the month of August, and it's coming out twice now, strength. And then with romance here, Leo rules the heart. So again, like, it really feels like your heart space just feels better in the month of August. I think your heart is feeling more fulfilled. You know, it feels like a return to lighthearted, fun, flirtatious energy. It feels like a sense of renewal. And it also feels like you're being brave enough to start a new romantic cycle, whether that's with a new partner or in an existing relationship. It feels like you're brave enough to go after that because you know you can withstand heartbreak. And so because of that, because you know that someone can never, you know, fully take away your belief in love, because your belief in love is so strong now and you have this connection to yourself and the divine, you know love is eternal for you. And you know that you can find love in all kinds of different ways in your life, not just romantic. There's so many different ways to fill up that cup. you can give that love to yourself. You can find it in friendships. You can even find it, within connections with animals, or nature, there's so many ways to find love in your life, even through creativity. So, there's no need to feel codependent or like you're so dependent upon someone else to give you what you need. You can fill up your own cup, is what I keep trying to say. So I think you get what I mean. But yeah, it feels like you're brave enough to risk getting your heart broken again, because you understand that the only way to find true love, the only way to have real, honest, authentic connections with other people, even platonically, is through opening up, is through being emotionally vulnerable. You can't have true love without risking heartbreak. You have to be willing to take that gamble. There's a reason why we associate the Fool card with new love and new beginnings, because you have to take that leap of faith. You have to be willing to jump off that cliff. And yeah, like that's just the deal. That's just how it goes. All right, so we have inspiration and courage. Oh my gosh. Like, yes, right there. I feel like you're feeling a lot more inspired in your life in the month of August. And you can even see how she has her hands over her chest there. And she just looks so at peace, Like, she's not even looking towards the crystal ball. Like, it doesn't matter what the crystal ball is showing her. She doesn't need to see it. She is okay with the unknown. She's made her peace with it. And she knows that she can create for herself her heart's desires. She doesn't even have to watch it that closely. She can just make a wish in her heart and she knows it will be fulfilled. She knows what she's wanting is coming towards her, and she's brave enough to meet any outcome, and she understands that any outcome that happens is for her highest good. So yeah, I love this energy for you, pile 3. We have speak your mind. You can see like the dandelion here, like making a wish. So it's okay to want things. It's okay to share your wish with the universe. Like, you don't need to feel embarrassed about your desires. You don't have to feel like you're not good enough. You can trust that what you want wants you back. And so for some of you, if this is a new love interest coming in, it's okay to state your desires. It's okay to state what you want out of life. Like, you don't have to hide that. Like, if you want to get married someday, say that. Like, it's okay to say that. You don't have to worry about, oh, this person is going to think I'm clingy if I say I want to get married someday. I need to be cool. I need to play it cool. No, like, if that's your goal, that's your goal. Like, if they have issues with commitment, is that someone that you even want to talk to anyway? Like, you're not saying you want to marry them. You're just saying you want to get married someday. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that, so take that as it applies, but speak your voice, speak your truth, be brave, be strong enough to, again, like, whoever responds is however they respond, but you have to speak your truth, so if that means more external conflict with others, then that means more external conflict with others. You need to ask yourself, why do these people have such a problem with me saying how I feel? Are they benefiting from me not having boundaries? Are they benefiting from me sacrificing my own needs, my own desires? Are these people even people I want to have around me? Like, you have to have your own inner peace. Like, nothing can come at the expense of your inner peace. Oh, you only got 2 cards. Okay, so we're going to move into your other oracles. I'm actually going to move this because that's going to look kind of funny. Okay, we have Soul's Window. Listen to what speaks to your soul. Purpose, passion, and truth. It feels like a new window is opening here. There's this line in The Golden Girls, if you've ever seen the TV show, where her uncle says, how does he put it? He says, sometimes it's easier to open a window than to close a door. And she's like, oh, that's very wise. He was talking about something completely different, but that phrase just popped into my mind. It feels like you've been trying to open doors that were closed to you in the past. You were trying to make it work with people that weren't meant to stay in your life. You know, people that were only meant to be in your life for a season, or people who were never going to be capable of giving you what you needed, you know. And for some of you, that could even be a relationship with a family member, a parent, you know. It could go quite deep, that wound. So it's asking you to consider new connections and consider how you can feel more passionate and feel like you're living your authentic self and feel like you're able to show up in your life and show your heart, you know, be emotionally vulnerable with the right people. You know, there was never anything wrong with your love. There was never anything wrong with your truth. It was that you were sharing it and giving it to the wrong people before. So it's just asking you to consider a different perspective here. And I feel like you're open to that, pile 3. I feel like you're very much open to that. We have fortune teller 10. All the answers are within you. External forces, influence, and intuition. Yeah, it kind of feels like there's a lot here about you going within and doing that self-reflection. You know, a lot of healing involves critical self-reflection and asking yourself, how did those limiting beliefs that I had manifest in these connections that weren't serving me? Or even ancestral patterns, ancestral wounds that had to be cleared out, karma that wasn't even yours, that was just placed upon you to clear out, you know, that sort of generational trauma. Take what resonates, but it feels like you have been given this task, and it feels like you are stepping up to that challenge. You had strength twice. It feels like you are stepping up to the challenge and you are going within and you're doing the hard work, and Spirit just wants to recognize that. Spirit just wants to say, like, you are doing a great job, and whatever is going on in your external environment, let it be what it is, because what you're doing within is so important and so necessary. Sorry about that, guys. So yes, I think you can also trust yourself and trust your own discernment. You know, if you're a bit nervous about opening yourself up to love again, opening yourself up to new friendships, new people, new connections, or even opening up to maybe certain family members, it does feel like you can trust your own discernment and you can trust your own judgment. Like, you can trust yourself. Don't worry that you're gonna slip into those old patterns of, you know, maybe being overly giving or being a doormat, or, you know, not speaking up, not standing up for yourself, being taken advantage of, you know, seeing people with rose-colored glasses. Like, don't worry that you're gonna slip back into those old patterns, because you have healed it and you have cleared it, and you can trust yourself and trust your own judgment. We have halfway point, meet in the middle, compromise, common ground, and reconciliation. So there could be some people from your past returning, and it will be up to you to decide if you want to reconcile with them, if you can find common ground or some sort of compromise. But I could definitely see people from your past returning, or even an opportunity for a new cycle within a current existing relationship, and it'll be up to you whether you want to pursue that or whether you want to leave that in the past. Again, you can trust your own judgment. You don't need me to tell you what to do. I also feel like with this halfway point, remember how we said that you were already on this healing journey? It does feel like you're coming sort of like if August was the halfway point, you're coming on the other side of it, you know, like if you were at 50% before, now you're at 65, like if we had to quantify it. I hope that makes sense. But again, it feels like you've cleared out the hardest part. Like the hardest part was the first half, and the second half is gonna go by so much faster and so much easier. Like, I feel like you've cleared out a lot. Like, you've done a lot of inner work, pile 3, and your guys just really want to acknowledge that progress. We have pleasure point, you'll like it up here, abundance, sex, and prosperity. Yeah. Like, that's what it feels like. This is kind of like a graphic card in some ways. But yeah, it does feel like romantically things could be getting a lot spicier in the month of August for you. it does feel like, again, like you're just feeling more in love with your life and you're finding more pleasure in your life. However that looks like to you, pile 3, it does feel like you're just enjoying your life a lot more in the month of August. Things don't feel so hard and you deserve it. Like, you absolutely deserve this feeling, pile 3. We have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So our North Node is like our soul's calling, okay? So we're meant to clear out the past life energy of our South Node, you know, the role that we were comfortable playing. I tend to think of our South Node as like you being typecast as an actor. And so like you're used to playing this role and you're really good at it, but enough is enough. Like, it's time for you to step into a new role. So this could be like your South Node is in Aquarius and your North Node is in Leo. It's always the opposite zodiac sign. So you can look at your birth chart and see where your South Node is, see where your North Node is, and then you know, like, you need to step into the energy of whatever zodiac sign your North Node is in. So for example, my South Node is in Gemini. I love Gemini energy. My moon is in Gemini, but my North Node is in Sagittarius. So I need to explore. I need to get out more. You know, that sort of philosophical energy and get deeper into topics, because Gemini looks at things from a more shallow perspective and is a lot more restless energy. So, you know, just take that as an example. So we have meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. So Pisces is sort of like the Gemini of the water signs, because they're two fish swimming in opposite directions. And so Pisces energy can be quite dreamy, quite surreal. And so I feel like that goes really well with this energy of you going inward and sort of looking at those unconscious sort of belief systems, you know, those core beliefs that are guiding those immediate thoughts and reactions that you have, and starting to understand, like, why is this a trigger for me? Why am I so reactive to this? You know, like, what are these like core beliefs that need to be healed? What are some of those core wounds? And starting to understand that. I also think, though, with Pisces energy, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. And so Pisces takes a little bit from every sign, because Pisces has lived all of the other signs of the zodiac. And so there's this energy here of completion, and this energy here of integrating everything that you have learned and coming out whole and complete as a result of that. And obviously too, with water energy, this is relating to your interpersonal connections very heavily, and even your relationship to spirit, okay? So not just friends, family, loved ones, romantic partners, but also your relationship to spirit. We have Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. With Pig Spirit, I think of using your imagination and using your capacity to dream in a positive direction, rather than as a tool for you to worry and have anxiety. Okay, so using your mind wisely, like dreaming up ways that things can work out rather than ways things can go wrong. And so if you think about it, like if you've been on this healing journey and you're wanting a new romantic cycle to begin, you're wanting new love, and you meet someone that you quite like a lot, right? But it's a trigger. Like, even though it's something that's very positive, you start to worry the past is going to repeat itself, and you feel the past and those old wounds pulling you back down, and maybe you become upset because you thought that you healed, you thought that you had cleared out this energy. And it's not that you're not ready for a healthy, happy, balanced connection. It's just your ego speaking up and your ego trying to protect you. And if this happens, and it's okay if it does, say to your ego, thank you for trying to protect me, but we're safe. We're protected. We're strong enough. We're resilient. We got this. and keep moving forward, and challenge those thoughts as they come up. Challenge those feelings if you need to, but more so the thought. Like, it's more helpful to accept the feeling, let it pass, release it, let it go, accept it. With the thought, though, you can challenge the thought and say, can we replace this with a more helpful, positive thought? Okay, so an acceptance of feelings, process it, let it go, release it. It's just like weather, you know, it'll pass when it's meant to pass. The thought, that you can challenge. So I hope that makes sense. And then we have imagination. Imagination intrigues the soul and illuminates the heart. This works really well together. Even the green, like the heart chakra. Like, use your imagination in a positive way. Imagine a better outcome for yourself. We have wish. A wish motivates the heart's desire, keeping hope and faith alive. Yeah, it feels like a wish is coming true in the month of August for you, and I feel like it's related to your connections with others. So it's gonna vary, you know, there's lots of you watching, but if there's something that you've been wishing for in relation to love or connection, I see that coming to fruition in the month of August. We have rejuvenation. Rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit with a fresh and renewed approach to life. Yeah, this feels like an opening of your heart. That's what it feels like. It feels like your heart has been under restoration, and it's sort of like, okay, we're finally done with the remodel and we can present this house to the world. We can have an open house. Restoration is complete, and we can trust that we will choose and select the right buyer, okay? Like, you don't have to worry about letting new people in, right? Some people are only meant to visit, and some people are meant to live. Some people are meant to stay in this home. So you can feel free to open up your heart. You can trust your own judgment. And again, like, use your imagination in a positive way. Imagine a positive outcome and trust that your wish is being answered. All right, so let's look at your tea leaf cards. We have a needle and thread, and oh, look at that. And a sincere wish will be granted. You got wish twice. That is cool. I mean, there have been like repeating cards here. You got strength twice, and now you have a wish being granted twice. That's really cool. Oh my, stop it. You guys, you got pig twice. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm just having a moment right now. That is really cool. And we have goldfish. Even fish, technically, you have twice because you had Pisces. But it says goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Okay, so these cards kind of work well together. So maybe just be mindful here with pig spirit as well. If you guys ever read Animal Farm, like, you understand why pigs are depicted here as greed. But anyway, too smart for their own good. Maybe just be a little bit mindful, like, as this abundance comes in, maybe just be mindful about expressing gratitude and expressing thanks and not taking your blessings for granted. That could just be a message for some of you, but just try to be happy with where you're at, I think, is a good message. And especially in terms of love, you know, there may be this desire to move, maybe like once you meet your partner, like if you're resonating with like a new love interest coming in, maybe there is a desire to rush things, like a need for a solid commitment because of that anxiety and that fear. And there's a message here, just be happy, go with the flow, let things happen as they happen. Like, don't try to pressure someone else into something. Like, just let it unfold naturally, organically, as it needs to happen, and don't feel a need to like chain someone to you or like get a definitive commitment from them, or rush the process of like getting to know each other because of that anxiety and that fear. Like, that person's not going anywhere. You can trust them, and you need to be respectful of their boundaries and their pace as well. You know, not everything is on your timing pile 3. Again, that could just be a message for some of you, but again, like just expressing gratitude because it does feel like there are some blessings coming in for you. I mean, you got wish twice, and now you have increase in wealth and spiritual growth, so just be grateful. Yeah. All right, let's get into your love messages now. I feel like love is quite significant for you, pile 3, probably more than anyone. Okay, so we're gonna get your love story cards first, and these are going to tell us the overall themes and love for your life. So these are more general messages. And then we will get specific cards for your specific current love situation. All right, so we have heartbreak. Don't worry. We have heartbreak. We have balance. And we have guarded. Absolutely. Okay. It feels like you're coming into this divine feminine matching with this divine masculine. So it feels like if a new romantic partner is coming in the month of August, they are going to be someone who balances out either your divine masculine or your divine feminine energy. I would suspect for most of you, a divine masculine is coming into your life in the month of August. This heartbreak feels like that residual energy. You know, it feels like, again, like you're still in the healing process, but I don't feel like you're as bad off as you were. And it feels like you've cleared out a lot already. Like, again, like your guides were very proud of you for that. And it feels like this partnership that's coming in for you, if you're resonating with that message, feels like they are helping you clear out the last bit of it, because there's only so much work we can do on our own, right? So it feels like they're helping you clear out that final stage. And with this guarded energy, you know, if that fear and that anxiety comes up, if it bubbles back up to the surface, just again, like remember what we said before about keeping your ego in check and focusing on, you know, your heart. So it's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to open up. You know, you're strong enough to handle it. The universe wouldn't be calling in a new romantic cycle or a new cycle in your connections or a new love interest if you weren't ready for it, pile 3. All right, so for my pile 3s who are single, one card to represent your love life in the month of August. Oh my gosh. We have soulmate. Yeah, a divine union. We have yes. This person is your soulmate. There is a strong spiritual bond between you and this person. This card also pertains to new friendships with kindred souls and attracting the right people. Yay! Very excited for you. I mean, it lines up really well. Like, I was hoping my singles would have a good message, and I'm so excited that you did. All right, I don't feel like that needs a lot of explanation on my part because I feel like we've been talking about it quite a bit. So yes, so for my pile 3s who are in a complicated situationship but are technically like single or dating, pile 3. We have storm. Conflict is affecting your current situation or relationship. Look for a diplomatic way to solve the issue. This card also stands for unexpected and sudden changes. So yeah, a compromise or a balance is needed. A storm is coming in. Like, that feels like an old cycle is ending and a new cycle is beginning. Like, that's how I would interpret that. So if you're in a complicated situationship, either it's a fresh start with that person through this like unexpected sudden change, or you're ending that connection, you're single, and then you call in this soulmate. So, you know, you can shift between these different groups within the month of August. So it's going to vary for some of you. All right, for those of you who are unhappy in your current partnership, what can you expect for the month of August, pile 3? Okay, we have third party situation. There's a third party interfering with your relationship. This can be a literal rival or people gossiping. Family and friends may try to influence your relationship. We did have the card of heartbreak, right? And this could be something that, again, like maybe you're shifting between these different groups. Like maybe in August, you find out about this, you get confirmation, and you choose to end the relationship. This brings you to a place of being single and calling in your soulmate. Maybe you are unhappy in your current relationship and a new romantic partner comes forth, and you're the one involved in a third-party situation, and you have to make a decision whether you're going to end your current partnership and pursue this new love interest, you know, like what's going to happen there. So just take what resonates. And then for those of you who are happy and content in your current relationship, what can you expect, pile 3, for the month of August? Please, Spirit. Oh, wow, that came out really fast. Sorry. Reconciliation. This card stands for reconciliation and forgiveness. Someone may feel very sorry for their actions and want to apologize, or perhaps you are in this situation. It also may be important to forgive in order to move on. This can mean a lot of different things. So for those of you who love your partner, you're content with your partner, but maybe you have been going through a difficult time, there was some sort of heartbreak. You know, heartbreak doesn't have to be major. It could be a minor misunderstanding, miscommunication, something that got blown out of proportion. Someone could be making an apology, whether that's you or them, whatever your situation is. It is a general reading. But yeah, there could be some forgiveness there. You know, even connections where you're happy with your partner, there's ups and downs, right? Things that need to be healed. So I really actually like this card quite a lot for this group. It also could be talking about some past pain that is influencing your current connection that needed to be healed. And so you're clearing that out, and it allows you to get closer to your current partner, and you're not sort of holding your current partner accountable for things that your ex did, or things that, you know, happened in a past close friendship that caused trust issues, or, you know, you're not projecting your wounds from childhood with a parent or something onto your current partner. So things like that could be significant, given that we have this theme of healing coming out in your reading, pile 3. Okay, so now we will end your reading with a self-care wisdom card. So for you all, you have happiness. It says your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness. You choose. Yeah, it feels like perspective is quite significant. Remember, in the very beginning, you had this 7 of Cups energy come forth. So it does feel like it's a lot about how you choose to interpret the things that are going on in your life, and whether you choose to continue this healing journey that you've been on, and whether you continue to choose to have that faith, because remember, you've got wishes coming true. You've got new cycles, new beginnings coming forth in the month of August. So it's all about how you choose to look at it. You know, do you choose to see the light, or do you choose to see the dark? So pile 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got all the messages that you needed to hear. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to simply watch the ads or do any of the other things that I just listed out. I want to express so much gratitude to everyone who's been supporting the channel. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you today, pile 3, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Best of luck to you in the month of August.